of bombardment and some fierce fighting on the outskirts and closer into the city. Here in Dnipro, we're waiting for the other foot to drop because we understand that there are troops now coming up from Zaporizhia, which is in the south, and down from the north. If they decide to skip Kharkiv and move south down the Dnieper River or down the highways there, they could be here in Dnipro in the next 24 to 48 hours. So that's another issue that we're very, very attuned to here. And the civilians that we were seeing fleeing today from that donation center, they're certainly aware of that as well. It's a very scary situation, and one that, you know, we were very worried about. A lot of these people who were there who were so spirited. A moment ago, we saw them fleeing in tears when they heard that air raid siren. Alan?
Yeah, we were talking. When you were in Kharkiv, we were just talking to Matt Bodner, who's now across the Russian border from there. It was very obvious to you, because it was so close to the border, where the Russians would be coming from if they were doing that. Dnipro, which is not on the map that I'm showing right now, but is very close to the E in Ukraine, in the middle of the map. Where are those troops coming from? Because it's much more, it's eastern Ukraine, but it's much more in the middle of the country than Kharkiv is.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if there's any troops here. We know that the troops that were coming from the north into Kharkiv were coming from Belgorod, exactly where Matt Bodner is at the moment. And, you know, in the days that were leading up to the assault on Kharkiv, coming over that border, we saw something unusual, and a lot of the intelligence people, intelligence watchers on Twitter and on other social media were looking at TikTok images and stuff like that taken by Russian civilians and uploaded that showed a mysterious Z written on a lot of the military vehicles that had been mustering around the Belgorod area, again, just over the border from Kharkiv. Those Zs are now seen on military vehicles that are in the center of the city. I managed to get the number of actually one of the waiters who was at our hotel. I'm still in touch with him over Telegram, and he was saying that now in Kharkiv you can see all of the military vehicles moving around in Kharkiv have that Z on them. And I got to tell you, Ali, it's interesting because there is no Z in the Cyrillic alphabet, in the Russian alphabet. So it's just another call sign. It looks like that was one of the signals that were used for all of the vehicles, all of the equipment that was moving over the border into the Kharkiv axis, into that offensive. One of the main axes of attack that the Russians have used on the east side of the country. Kharkiv is a major city. It's the second largest in the country, but it's also Russian-speaking, just like Dnipro here. So Vladimir Putin might have thought that the population of Kharkiv or of Dnipro here wouldn't have risen up and resisted. It was obvious to us when we were there that nobody there wanted to accept the Russian soldiers with open arms. So it's no surprise that he has been repelled from there.
The sirens are scary. Whenever they go off in a city, they're scary. I mean, when I'm talking to one of you or one of our reporters there, and it happens, we often just stop to listen to them because